Sometimes a little snack is fine as well. We are very happy that you're here again. Not you are here the first time, but your professor brought another group last year. So for us, it's like, and actually, I must really say, I'm Renate Amesbauer, and I'm the Women Federation President of Austria. It sounds very high, but we are an active group. We are big because we are active, and some of my colleagues are here. Also, we have the Lili Gundager, she is also Women Federation in Austria, and our media and tech person. Without her, we would not have any recordings, no side event at the UN would work without Lili. And after that, we have the video recordings and the YouTube channel. And so, these nice papers, they are not two different ones. She also has children, she can tell us a bit.
5 sons.
5 sons, so 5 households. And I always felt the parents, the teachers are like second parents. When my children started to go to the primary school, they said, Mama, the teacher, Frau Lehrerin hat gesagt, the teacher said. So all of a sudden what the teacher says became very important. And then I had to find out if I had a different opinion or the same opinion. So I think to become teachers is very, very important. And also I always think to teach a subject is one thing, and but you're accompanying children in their time of growth. Actually, this time in the school is where you're developing so much from 6 years old to 18 years, and then you go to university. And I always thought I wish every teacher would feel these values they have as a personality that they pass on to the children, how they think, what they act, how they talk about things. And besides mathematics, physics, and all the things that should be learned, but one child can learn fast, the other child is more slow. Even if you have 2 children, they are completely different. So, 2 different worlds. You often say the 2 first children are completely. You have also 2 sons. You have 2 completely opposite. So, you cannot expect the same talents in every child, but every child has talents. Every person has talents, and sometimes also I wish that our school system can somehow grab more of these talents of children, help them to develop their talents, not to impose, but to develop their talents. So thank you very much for choosing this subject. And actually, it would be nice just 2 sentences or something that you say your name, maybe the country you're from, and what are you studying, or what kind of teacher you're going to be on the subject. We started Wurzer.
Yeah, my name is Rebecca Jovine, and I am from Slovakia, Bratislava, which is 60 kilometers from Vienna. So please visit. Have you been in Slovakia?
Yes.
Yeah, you have been there. And I am your colleague. I'm a teacher. What a surprise. Yes, so I teach in Bratislava at high school. And my subjects are, because we are bilingual school, Slovak English, so I teach everything in English. And my subject is English language, of course, and biology in English, and European studies, which is a special subject only in our school, like special. So that's for me, and I'm looking forward to hear from you.
It's from 0 to 12. I'm Stila, I'm from Turkey, studying to become an English teacher all ages. I'm Bruna, I'm from Germany, and I'm studying to become a secondary teacher for English and social studies. I'm Tania, I'm from Spain, and I'm studying primary education and pedagogy.
I'm Marina, I'm also from Spain, and I studied to be a teacher for preschool and primary. It's like a double degree, and I can do like 0 to 12 years. So, yeah.
I'm Lea, I'm also from Spain, and I'm also doing a double degree of to become a kindergarten teacher, and also I'm doing pedagogy.
My name is Silke, I'm from Germany, and I'm
I'm studying to become a primary teacher for German, math, and religion.
My name is Ivana, I'm from Ireland, and I'm studying to be primary teacher for children aged 5 to 12.
I have experience working with chatbots, with branding, and developing websites.
Yes, that's my beautiful wife. I'm Peter. I am here with IAYSP, International Association for Youth and Students for Peace, and I currently work in the technical field as a product owner for a product which is about purchase order matching. Has to do with invoices. It's a bit complex, but yeah. Yeah, and I will be today presenting a few things about Peace Designer, which is one of our projects that we do and which we want to bring closer to the youth, because we think in general collaborating with the youth and people who have young spirits is very important, so we can impact the world in a good way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and we are asked to present this. Yeah, IAYSP was granted in 2022 a very special consultative status in the UN and for the ECOSOC, which is Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, so that we can present things there and also give our input to UN events, and we also hold projects and things like that. And we, as you can see, also in 16 chapters around Europe and the Middle East, so like you can find us all around, and we hold projects for peace. And in general, today I want to give you a short introduction about what YSP does and what their values are, and then I want to bring you closer to the Peace Designer. And let's start with maybe the first question that I have to you. What is peace for you, right? How do you experience peace? What do you think peace for you?
Rebecca, this was 2 years ago you presented it, you had this young man presenting it online. He did something with garbage.
Yeah, I mean, we have been also like helping also here with garbage. I've been here, like where we helped with a lot of like, in general, to keep our environment more clean, to pick up garbage, to ask for like volunteers to really help us pick up garbage everywhere. In Kosovo, especially, I think they were very, or how was it? But they were very successful in one of these Balkanic regions. I heard they were really successful with this.
Also, you did it in Vienna.
We also did it here, yes. We did it all over, like.
To collect the garbage
Yes.
on the Donauinsel or something like this.
Exactly.
With other groups together.
Exactly. It's more the small things, right? It's the small things also that make a big impact, right? Even inspiring. Also for myself, I didn't even I expected it to be like them to be grateful, but in this manner or in this kind, it was really very heartwarming. So yeah.
It's a country with desert and much greenness, and then we started planting flowers in the school to make it more green and make it more enjoyable for people to come there. It's one project I remember, because when we have conferences, we often invite YSP to present what they are doing. So.
Yeah, it's a small project where you have schools, where you help certain old people. And it is really.
And in some countries you cannot, it's just very expensive. So it's really, it's not easy, but we are all over the world. And it was founded in 1992, and we are all stepped in. We were totally excited that Women's Federation would start. I think we were more excited than young women now, maybe, because we felt this is really a turnaround. A new age is starting with us as women to be not on the front alone, but to be together with the men and to have a space to create put our ideas into practice. So my children were small, your children were small, we all had small children, but we took the time to meet from 9 o'clock in the evening to midnight, because then the children would sleep and some husband would look after them. It's more easier when they're sleeping. So I wouldn't be able to do this now. We were very excited to bring a new wave of womanhood, to present what are we really as women, because so much difficulties, so much suppression for women in history, in all the different cultures, and in some cultures still it's not so easy, but to really give ourselves the space to be active, to have activities, to create events, to create the subjects, what do we want to talk about, and to realize that we are successful even with much less time for preparation, because we didn't have much time, because we had the children and we started working. All of us, we started working at some point, at least part-time, really was full-time. Yeah. So we have and then because of Japan, we started on an international foundation, I must say. This foundation was by a unification movement already, so this Women's Federation came on a foundation. Therefore it could spread internationally so fast, and the women jumped on the train. Yeah? So one of the biggest chapters is Japan. Japan are very, very many active people, and Women's Federation Japan went in 160 countries, and they started with humanitarian projects. I must really say I'm full of admiration, because living in Japan and then going to countries in Africa, in Southeast Asia, in countries where there is deserts, in countries where there is jungle, and to start programs, and basically they did a lot of school, all kind of educational programs. In some countries they also developed microcredit, so support the women, that women can earn some money with a little bit of, for us, not much money, but it helps them to expand their businesses so they can send their children to school. And because of this investment, we could get this ECOSOC status, this ECOSOC Consultative Status with this Economic and Social Council after 3 years. Yeah. And this really brings such an amazing possibility, because with ECOSOC NGO, you can go to the UN, you get your badge, a few of us can get badge every year, but you're also checked every 4 years. It's not something that you get and then you have it. Every 4 years you have to collect all the reports and make sure you never say anything bad. You can think what you want to think or what you think, but you can only talk about best practice. So we are very educated again and again. Talk about what you're doing, where you bring solutions. Don't talk about what countries are not doing good. Because
no blame, no shame.
Yeah, you know, very strict role. For some, sometimes not easy to keep, and for some of our friends not easy to keep when they come to the UN, and then they see all the countries sitting there next to each other, according to the alphabet. Yeah. So, but this is what helps us to keep the position and do the good things, and with what you do, you also give a message. What you do, how you act, it gives a message. So this way, it's the more silent way serving. And we have offices in Geneva, in New York, Nairobi and Vienna, and there's different focuses. In Geneva is Human Rights and Security Council developed there, and New York is the CSW, is always a big event. This is the Commission on the Status of Women, is a very big conference there. Very difficult spirit there, not easy to deal with, and also they start with social development, which is very, very important. And Nairobi is more for environment. Our colleagues are not very consistent in being present. In Vienna, we have the crime prevention and disarmament. You visited Mrs. Jovine today from disarmament and crime prevention, but crime prevention is an interesting topic, because how do you prevent crime? And this is why I really, really, really appreciate you all so much, because how do you prevent crime? In the end, it's people decide to do something or not to do something. So it's the character, the personality. And as I said, you are the second parents. You become second parents to all these children. Of course, you are being with you. So we always emphasize, if there is a home and a healthy surrounding, then it helps people to grow up, because you need time to grow. A 4-year-old child, a 6-year-old child knows something, but they still need support. Even as a teenager, you need support. The more you have a healthy surrounding and you can grow up with healthy inputs, with productive creative inputs, then you become a healthy person. We have a colleague, she wanted to come, but she didn't, she's busy getting settled in Vienna. She's from Venezuela, but she is neurologist. Her topic is brain development. She's a medical doctor, and she likes to speak about this topic, how much the brain is developing even until we are 25, 26, 27 years old. So, and it never stops. I mean, we are not the same now as we were 20 years ago. We were different. So, next. So I have to look at the watch again. I was sitting all morning, long time, because it was mentioned, you start with a vision. I feel so important that you have a vision in your life. I'm not asking you what vision you have, but I felt also when I was young, when I had a vision for what I'm doing. I'm not a teacher, I was occupational therapist, so also very intensely dealing with people. And I feel with teachers it's overlapping because you're also dealing with children, even growing up people. And I like my profession very, very much, I must really say. To help people because you're accompanying them, you have to understand better than they do sometimes what they need. How can you help them? What is really a help for them? It's very challenging, but I like this job very much. And I really felt when I have a vision for my work, then everybody will join my work. I was working in an old people's home, almost 20 years. Also my first year in England was in an old people's home, because they took me there with my not so good English from Austria. No one else wanted that, the young ones didn't like to work so much with the old peoples, but I liked it very much. And I felt when I have a vision what I want to do, why do I go to work with old people, with elderly? I thought I want to help them to have more life, to still have life going on. We were baking, we were cooking, we were making excursions, and I made them talk, that they have chances to talk about their life. And then everybody was they were all supporting me, the nurses, everyone in the whole house was supporting me for birthday parties, for these people who could not help themselves anymore. So no one would celebrate their birthdays, or their family maybe, but we made birthday parties, amazing things. So when you have a vision, then you find the people that help you to fulfill it. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many points also because how do you see the world? I like to see the world as a family because I have 5 children. They're all girls, but they're very different. So the dynamics as with siblings, I felt so much, you learn so much in a family. You learn so much in a family that can help you anywhere else to deal with conflicts. So when I look at conflicts, then I close my eyes and I say conflict is always something that's happening between children or teenage. So is there not a conflict that cannot be solved? Every conflict can be solved. We have to make everyone sit down and talk and listen to each other. Because conflicts or crime is happening for various reasons. It can be also social deprivation, hopelessness, not finding a future. I mean, if you're born in a slum and so on and so on and so on, there's so many reasons why conflicts can arise. Or the ones they seem to have everything and the other ones are left in the desert. So all this has to be solved, but it can be solved if you look at each other like being a family. So this is what I like to see. But I had some years to think about it. And of course, we have, as persons, we have the big vision, and then there's always the question, okay, I have a big vision, but what can I do today? What can I do tomorrow? What can I do next week to bring us closer to that vision? So in the end, it's dealing with people. Yeah. It's what we do in our everyday life and how we can help others also to feel this, because I think even if you go and look at
You can continue talking, we'll figure it out.
It's like a connection because it flashed back for a second.
I moved the laptop.